What's up guys, Intellitech Studios here, and today we have another Dyson unboxing right after the DC04. Now this one, I already went ahead and took the liberty of removing this, upper box. On this particular unit, the box is packaged with a box slid on top of another box. So the one that's over the top of the other one, I slid out. Of course, now the box keeps getting, or the tape, I should say, keeps getting stuck to it. This one's less interesting than the DC04, but it's still interesting. And this one, since there is a US version of it, technically, has been fully modified, not only with a 120 volt motor, but also with an American cord, as you'd expect. And we do have the matching floor tool with it, which is very important. Ironically, I don't have one of these yellow floor tools. I only have the actual purple and the low reach colored one. So, I actually forgot about that till just now. Of course, a mountain of bubble wrap, as so typical with any vacuum I buy from Vacuum Rubber 1, also known as Nathan. So we'll pull out the wand real quick. I mean, it's pretty typical Dyson fare. And again, just like before, we'll just shed all of these layers. And see if I can, again, there's a way that I can pull all this off. Probably need to get the tripod for this again. Alright, so we'll have to grab our knife. Just to cut this a little bit so that way we can tear it. Again, more of this packing tape, which I'm not a fan of, but hopefully it comes off clean. Alright. I'm not sure if I can pull this out. I might. Oh, looks like I can. Alright. Now I can just kind of. Oh, I heard a crack. I didn't want that. And of course, I don't understand why it doesn't like bunch up the cable with a rubber band or something, just so it's not just sprawled all about. But nevertheless, it arrives safe from what I can tell, so I'm not bothered. And the cord just hit me in the teeth. And unlike the DC04, which again, this is a model they did sell in the US, not this color scheme, but does in fact have a US plug. So I can plug this in straight away. Now obviously I now have the adapter from the DC04, so if this was a UK plug, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but nevertheless, I'm happy it's not. Alright. So, here we have this machine. Not one that was sold in the States. As you can tell, now we did get a version of the DC07 in the States without a clutch. I own it, in fact. It's incredibly rare. It's called the DC07 Carpet. Now, the reason why I bought this is because my DC07 Carpet has been giving me so many headaches. I cannot for the life of me get the changeover valve fixed, and I don't understand why. I've bought a new brush roll and sole plate for it. I bought an entirely new cleaner head. I can't get it to just cooperate. So instead, I bought this, which is the Dyson DC07 Origin. This is a UK model Dyson, because here in the States, all but one, again, which I just mentioned, the DC07 carpet, every other Dyson DC07 here in the States was fitted with a clutch. It was a standard feature. There did not exist, other than that one exception, a lower cost DC07 without a clutch and with a standard stretch belt here in the States. The clutch was fitted as a standard part, and other than that very brief exception, there is no exceptions. So, in the UK, they offered many more SKUs of Dysons. So in the UK, they had more color schemes than we had, although there are some color schemes we had that they didn't have. For example, the Target Red, the Pink, etc. But they had ones like the Click, etc. So the UK had more budget DC07s that did not have clutches and just had a standard stretch belt and just a more standardized brush roll with a more standard sole plate and a basic stretch belt. Much more analogous to like a Bissell or a Hoover Wind Tunnel or something like that. Again, we saw this if you watch my video on the DC07 carpet. These attachments are on the wrong side. Stair tool goes on this side, brush tool goes on this side. Doesn't technically matter, they fit both ways, but that is technically the correct orientation. So, yeah, and I can tell that this HEPA filter was replaced with a screwdriver, which I really can't stand. I don't know why people replace the HEPA filters with screwdrivers. A plastic pry tool is so much better. So, this also, strangely enough, does not have the grip guard that later DC07s had, despite the fact that this is one of the latest DC07 models. This one's from about 2008, I believe. Because this is the DC07 Origin, with the newer, darker colored plastic that is fade resistant. So this is much more close to what we find on the DC17, DC25, and newer Dysons that no longer have the fading issue that the early DC07s had. Especially the ones that were gray versus the steel. This is the second generation steel color that's much darker. Because the DC07 All Floors we got in the States is a steel color, but it's a lighter steel color that still can fade. Same with the DC14. But yeah, so this does not have a clutch. It just has a basic brush roll and a basic stretch belt. See, and the clutch cover, or I should say the belt cover, is a lot different. The base plate appears to be not actually no, it is on correctly. But otherwise, it's identical to a normal DC07. Now, of course, I'm not going to pop this out because, although it appears there isn't a filter in there. Yeah, there is no filter in there. For the price, I would have expected a HEPA filter, but we do have a basically brand new aftermarket pre-motor filter. I'm really disappointed about that. I really don't like installing HEPA filters in DC07s because the gaskets are always a pain to fit. So that really sucks that I have to take this off and risk breaking that. Whatever. So, although it is worth noting that when this machine was new in the UK, HEPA filters were also not standard in the UK. Some of them just had these garbage pad filters that didn't even look like they didn't even seal properly. They literally just sat in there, and they would often bunch up and dust would just escape. They were terrible. But here in the States, HEPA filters were also fitted as standard. There we go, trying to get that filter cover back on. So, now we'll unwrap the wand. Now, he did mention that, which, I mean, I told him he didn't have to do, but he said he was going to do it anyways. He did mention he was going to throw something quote-unquote special in the box to make up for for him not telling me that the DC04 didn't have a US cord on it. I'm not sure what that special thing was. Maybe the special thing was he took out the filter, but either way. Which would be kind of strange, but I mean, he didn't say what it was. I mean, hey, to be fair, you know. Because I think I didn't technically ask on this one if it had both filters. I think I just asked that on the DC04. So, hey, fair enough. You know, I didn't ask, so he didn't have to answer. So, yeah. So we'll go ahead and put the knife away. And well, actually no, because I have to, that's the opposite of what I need to do. I need to cut this so we can pull out the wand and actually put this machine together. So, there we go. There is our wand. It's been caught on everything. Alright. I don't know why the bin's still off. I put the bin back on. Feels good. This is in great condition. If I remember correctly, I believe this at one point belonged to Kyle Critchbaum. I could be wrong about that, but that's my impression. I could be wrong about that. So I mean, that's of note. You know, this has gone through several other collectors before it's gone to me. So hey, Kyle, if you're watching this. Hey, nice to meet you. Although I think we did talk at one point about some vacuum yourselves many years ago. So ironically, my DC04 that I bought off Nathan has an issue where the hose doesn't like to hold on to the wand when I try to. This wand's in great shape. Doesn't like to hold on to the wand. This has the opposite problem. I'm trying to push it down and it's just not. There we go. It was really struggling. Hey, there we go. I've got a crevice tool, which has a little ball of fuzz in it. There we go. Pretty scuffed up, but I mean, to be fair, that's all my crevice tools are the same way. If you want to get technical, Dyson recommends you put the crevice tool like this. I don't know. I like to have it like this because it looks even. Yeah, the top of the wand is in great shape too. Like, it's a lot of times these are always worn down because people will just rub this on whatever and use it without the attachments for whatever reason. Because yes, the attachments do get scuffed up, but that's the whole point, is that these get scuffed up and this stays in good shape. That's the whole point of attachments. You're not really supposed to use it just by itself, but I know a lot of people do. And of course we've got the UK helpline number 08705 27510, because that's how the UK formats their phone numbers. Looks really goofy to me, but if it works. I actually don't know. Is the area code on the end then? Or is the first two... I don't know. I don't know how UK numbers work. But either way, and the lower hose appears to be springing properly. We got some squeaking there. So it looks like this will do a marvelous job, which is great because there's these little bits. I think these are metal actually, so I probably shouldn't vacuum these up. But there's other things I can definitely vacuum up, which I will. There's some of these metal things on the carpet. Where did these all come from? I have no idea what these are or why these are on my carpet. But anyways, so I will get all this cardboard and bubble wrap out of the way, which will take me a fair bit, and then we'll give this a run, which considering my DC07 carpet has just been a mess, and I haven't been able to get it working. I'm excited to finally try a clutchless Dyson. Although I prefer a clutchless DC14, as I prefer the DC14 to the DC07. But, you know, that DC07 carpet has been giving me a lot of trouble, so I suppose theoretically, if I absolutely just give up on it, I could take that new cleaner head I bought, put it on a 14, and then convert a 14 over to a DC07 carpet. That'd be an interesting video. Yeah, so anyways, we'll go ahead and get all this cleaned up, get this plugged in, and give it a run. Yet another 07 to add to the collection. Yeah. Okay, so I was putting the bubble wrap back in the box, and my tripod fell over, and so that was already broke, but now this part's broke. And if I undo that, apparently my foam was so heavy that it caused the plastic to snap. So I just realized, so this is actually my phone holder, the phone adapter. So I need to get a new phone adapter and a new tripod. Well, looks like tripod videos are going to be, or I should say videos with a tripod are going to be DOA for a little bit. So there's a bit of a shaky cam, folks. I apologize, but you can see in real time why that's the case. Again, I'm not sure what the special thing was supposed to be. I did get a decent little discount on this. He was originally asking $300 for it, but he ended up giving it to me for $275, which he didn't necessarily have to do, but I appreciate it. Because I was a little hesitant because I had just spent the money on the DC04, and arguably it was a machine I already kind of had, but I didn't want to see it go to someone who wasn't going to appreciate it. And, you know, because I mean, since this does have a US cord, it theoretically could end up in the hands of a consumer. I don't think that would happen willingly, but you never know. So we'll go ahead and get this plugged in, and that's a little, that's fine. I'm gonna give it a run. Again, no longer have a tripod, so, and this is off because when it's on, you can see it's pushed in a little bit, which I like. I like that about the DC07. What I don't like is the loud cyclones. This is one of the newer ones. I was under the impression the older ones had louder cyclones, but then I ran my DC07 Animal and then the HSN one, and yeah, the cyclone on the newer one is much louder, which makes no sense. So usually the goal of vacuums is to improve it over time, not make it worse, so I'm not really sure what the deal with that is, but it's Dyson. What do you expect? Dyson doesn't really do anything logically, especially recently, like laying off their entire U.S. call center staff, which, if you look at the Reddit threads, you can tell that's made a huge improvement to their customer service. Totally not sarcasm. All right, let's give this a run. Whoa! Whoa! That just grips to the carpet. Holy crap. Look at that. Woo-hoo. Oh, wow. Okay, first impressions. Holy crap. That is insane. So that just grips to the carpet, and you can hear that thing whirring. Like, that thing is aggressive. But the good news is that when it's in the upright mode, there is a big enough gap that it doesn't burn the carpet, which is good. So it doesn't have that burning issue that a lot of the Hoovers have. So Dyson did think about that. So it doesn't sit as flush in the upright mode as the clutch versions do, which I feel like that might also make the lower hose last longer over time, as the springs on those tend to go out on the clutch models all the time. I wonder if that's a difference or a discrepancy with the non-clutched models. It's a random little piece that wouldn't get up, so we'll just slap that in there. But yeah, I'm very impressed. I don't like the smell that's coming off of it. Again, there's no HEPA filter, which is really, really frustrating. So I'm kind of hesitant to run this. It's obviously in great condition, so I'm sure it's fine, but, you know, I don't know. It's just kind of goofy, so who knows. You see, or I don't know if it cut off the first bit I said, but You see, I want now to just cut to a portion where because I have a spare HEPA filter I can pop in this right now, and I kind of want to just do it and get it over with. But, like, I don't have a tripod, so you wouldn't be able to see it very well, and I'm not going to be able to pop this off with one hand. So what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to set it right there, right there, right there, right there, or right in here? Just stick the camera right in that pipe? Yeah, that's not going to work, so I guess I'm going to have to run this later. Or I should say, replace this filter later, because again, I'm convinced there's no filter in there. I mean, I can see those little baffles in there, or not baffles, those like circles that are on that part the filter sits on. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I mean, maybe I'm stupid, but I don't see a filter in there, so. Yeah, and most of my DC07s don't have this sticker, which is strange. I don't know why. Like, some of the DC07s I saw had a sticker up here. Some of them had them down here. Some of them didn't have this, but had this. Some had neither. This one has both, which I think makes the most sense, because no matter which one you look at, you'll notice it. And you'll be like, oh, there's a filter. It even has this cute little thing where you're supposed to mark the 2 months out of the year that you wash the filter, which is really cute. I like that. And of course, I think I showed this already, but we've got a aftermarket replacement pre-motor filter. But these are the ones that I order whenever I refurbish my Dysons. At least they look the same as the ones I order. So I mean, I have no complaints about this. I fitted these to my own machines. These are solid filters. Dyson's, the aftermarket support for Dyson filters is pretty damn good, I gotta say. So no complaints there as far as it being an aftermarket filter. In fact, I mean, I'd rather be a new aftermarket than a. Why is the gasket on the filter door? That's not right. The gasket's supposed to be on this pipe right here. Okay. Yeah, so there's two little notches here. This is supposed to be on this. So it's supposed to like hook in on this side, and then, but it's really loose for some reason. But again, I have no tripod. Frustrating. I'm just gonna do this off camera. Whatever. There we go. So I properly fitted that gasket. Now it's a little warped from it being on incorrectly, so it's a little loose. But once I put this in and leave it in for a little bit, that should kind of set it back into place. And again, you want to make sure this is flush right here, and that this clears that gap. I've seen a lot of people put in these filters like wrong, and I can't even do it now because I'm so used to putting it in correctly. But there's a way that people put these in wrong, where it's like, yeah, like that, where people put these in wrong, where it's not pushed down all the way, and therefore there's a gap right here that you can't really see, and then they wonder why it's not filtering properly. It's because it's not in properly. So you gotta seat the bottom first and then rock it into place. Well, actually, it looks like there is a gap here, which is very interesting, even though this is incorrectly. Yeah, that's strange. There's a gap there. I might have to replace this gasket because I don't think this is on correctly. There's a gap. Although theoretically, when I turn the machine on, this should like suck the gap down, and I'll try that real quick and see. Yeah, so I was incorrect. There is suction coming from here with the machine on, which is not good because it means that anything that's on the floor in this area is going to get sucked into this and just sucked straight through the filter. Although, to be fair, that is the type of thing where like I could totally understand if someone missed that, so I'm not mad that that's an issue or that this has that problem, even for the price, because that's something I theoretically could have missed entirely. So I mean, but I'll have to replace this gasket, or maybe find some way to wash it, to like reform it. I'm not really sure what to do about that, but definitely needs a new filter gasket, and it also needs a HEPA filter. But to be fair, this thing's in beautiful condition, and look at all that crap it's getting out of the carpet. Wow. Since when do Dysons clean well? But yeah, that's like modern Dyson levels of like fine dust. You know, I'd expect that out of a ball animal too, because I mean those things are usually beasts of cleaners. This might actually have the edge though, although in practice the newer Dysons are still going to be better just because the bristles are more dense. Because by definition, just with how little bristles there are, I mean obviously these like finger-sized gaps in between the bristles are obviously not getting cleaned. So, you know. But it makes me wonder if this had a brush roll with bristles in the design of like the Ball Animal 3, where the bristles span the entire brush roll. It makes me wonder like this, like how much of a cleaner this would be. It'd be pretty insane. But yeah, so I'll go ahead. I thought I had some of those like scent beads that I always put down. I'm not sure what I did with them, but I'll throw some of those down to freshen this up a bit, because it does have a bit of a dusty smell. So someone complained in one of my older videos, or not older videos, but one of my other videos, saying, "We're not here to see the cat, show us the vacuum," or something to that effect. And there was actually a couple comments made by a few different people. It wasn't even just the same person, asking basically to prevent my cat, Rocco, from showing up in the videos. And frankly, oh, bless you. And frankly, my response is, shut up. I would insert maybe another word, or two words technically, in between the shut and the up, but this is a G-rated channel, and kids watch this, so I don't want to use such profound language to describe people who don't really understand that cats are living beings. And I'm not exactly gonna lock my cat in a room just to keep him from showing up on camera in a vacuum video, because God forbid that a cat show up in a video on the internet. Last I checked, that's what the internet was built for. No, honey, you were so... Oh, big stretch. You were so comfy. Why'd you get up? You were so snuggly. Oh, okay. Well, you just heard his response. He clearly is very upset and is spewing profanity at the thought of being undesired. Well, let me tell you this. Rocco, and for the record, that's... Which, I mean, I get it. Honestly, the way that you guys are spelling it is much cuter, because everyone's spelling it R-O-C-C-O, which honestly is a cuter spelling, but I specifically spell his name R-O-C-K-O, and that's for one reason. And it's not just because he's orange. I mean, that doesn't even make sense as an explanation. Meow. But this is the reason. One of my favorite shows of all time. I said if I ever got my own pet, I would name him Rocco. And I did. Because frankly, I can't have a pet kangaroo. Not in Illinois, at least. So this is the next best thing. And considering Ruby, well, you got two matching R names. Ruby and Rocco. Ain't that right, Rubes? Oh. I know, Rubes. I know, you don't like the internet haters, do you? No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Sir, what is your response to the people who don't like you? My God, what a precious little boy. Kill them with kindness. Hate, not love. Or, I mean, love, not hate. I said that wrong. Anyways, so see, this is my point exactly. I just walked back in here and look who followed me. I wasn't even trying to bring them in here, but look, they followed me. Ruby, go. I want you eating these. Because you're dumb and you'll eat them. Get some fresheners. I'm probably overdoing it because this stuff's really strong. But regardless, we'll get some over here as well. All right. And now let's push these boxes out of the way. And see a box with an address on it. Turn that for obvious reasons. And give us a run. 30 minutes later. Who cares? That like perfect line right up against the couch. see if the filter got any dirtier as a result of... Well, actually... Okay, so it did pull some hair in. Oh, but there is some coarse debris, though. Yeah, that's not good. I really don't like that little filter is all that's keeping all that dirt from entering this motor, especially because this is a really good condition motor. And I don't want that to put the fan off balance. So this is ironically, at least in the temporarily, going to get even less usage than... I mean, I suppose I could swap the gasket with another Dyson I have that I don't use as often, another DC07, until a replacement comes in. That's always an option. But yeah, that's disappointing. And I don't know why there's no HEPA filter. That's so weird. Or at least no post-mortar filter, you know, because if they never replace... I get it if the filter that's in there is nasty, but it's like, why would you damage these tabs, you know, to take the filter out and not even have a replacement? This one's lifted up. This one's not even lined up correctly. So I don't know why you would go through all that effort with one of these and then not have a replacement filter on replacement HEPA filter on standby. If you don't have the new filter, don't open it yet, because you're just causing more damage for no reason. But very happy with the performance of this filter, to be fair. Of course, now there's that little bit of sand that Rocco just walked on. So we'll have to get that little bit again so that doesn't get stuck in the carpet. Alright. And, you know, since we did this with the DC04, we'll do it with this as well, and we'll vacuum the bedroom. Obviously not the floor in between, because no brush will shut off. Alright, now let's see. First off, we'll see if anything else got caught. And the filter, okay, nothing this time, so that's good. Probably because I just recently vacuumed. So that time the gasket wasn't an issue. Oh wow, look at all that. So this is all fine dust that the DC04 missed. Wow, look at that. Because the last time I vacuumed was with the DC04. Which, I mean, to be fair, at this point was probably about a week. Well, no, because I vacuumed this bedroom with the DC04 at least twice. So I think I vacuumed the DC04 like 2 or 3 days after that video, which that video was, I believe, Tuesday or Wednesday. So it's been maybe 4 days. Yeah? Oh, was it not 4 days? Was it 3? What do you think? You might have been in here, actually. But yeah, I believe it was about 4 days, 3 or 4 days ago. We'll just say 4, just to give the DC04 the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, that's still incredibly impressive. So, look at all that fine dust. All that fine dust that was in here. Very impressive. I honestly thought that, I mean, it's been a while since I've used like a really, well, I'm trying to think. I used the Phantom Thunder before I used the DC04. Then before that I had just used the V11 for a while. And honestly, before that, I don't think I had vacuumed this room in, honestly, a couple weeks. So, I mean, this carpet's been kind of all over the place. But, yeah. That's a DC07 Origin unboxing. And a long-winded video on it. So, yeah. One of these has indeed ended up in the United States. Retrofitted. Would it be retrofitted or cross-fitted? Whatever the terminology is. Upgraded, I would say. Because it is an upgrade to not need a bunch of adapters here. With a US motor and cord, of course, turning it into a US DC07 carpet, essentially. But a late model DC07 carpet with better quality plastic. And arguably a much more boring color scheme. Although, I don't like the yellow. I generally don't like the yellow on vacuums, but I will admit, I like this a lot better than the All Floors model. Like the yellow, like the fact that there's less yellow on this and there's more steel. And, hi. And the fact that the steel, like the dark, like silver, like contrasts better with the yellow than it does on the light silver on the standard All Floors. I like this a lot better. And of course, it seems to clean a lot better too. Of course, the belt on this is not going to last nearly as long as it would on a clutched unit. But the clutch unit's belts still wear out as well, because they don't really wear out. The clutch unit's belts, they don't really last longer because they're like better quality belts, although I think they are, but they're not like lifetime belts or serpentine belts. They're literally just rubber belts, but they just put way too short of belts on them to the point where they just last longer because it's already so tight that it can stretch out more before it gets to like an unacceptable level. It's really bizarre the way they do it on the clutch models. This is a lot more straightforward. So, but yeah, and I've got 9. For the record, I have 9. This is 5. I got 9 clutches that I need to fit into all my Dysons, and I haven't done a single one because every time I replace a clutch, I end up either punching myself in the face or punching myself in the nuts, and that's not really something I want to go through. But it needs to be done because after all, I still need to review the DC14. Anyways, that's the DC07 Origin. It's probably really late. It is 1:25 in the morning, so I should probably go to bed. But anyways, this was Intellitech Studios signing out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I didn't intend to bombard you with Dyson content, but it's worked out that way because I just happened to buy both of these machines. And this thing's been doing pretty good itself. I mean, look at that. So, I mean, now granted, some of that is dirt that I put down on the floor. The previous mess test I did a little bit ago that the Fury finished up off camera, I did dump that out and vacuum it up with this. I'm sorry, I didn't get it on camera. I really wanted to try it. I know I said I wouldn't do that with this machine, but maybe if I get enough likes on this video, I'll do a mess test with both these machines. Although, what's the point? I mean, that's what Parwas 786 is for. But if you want to see, you know, if you want to see me do it for some reason, who knows? But anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe. I normally don't beg for likes or subscriptions, but I notice YouTube does this cute little thing now where the like button and the subscribe button dances and does a little like flashy jingle with like fancy colors and whatnot. So I want to see that animation when I watch this video later on. So I said that just for that reason. And be sure to share my videos as well if you really like them, because for some reason my videos aren't getting as recommended as much as they used to. And if you've stuck around this long, you're obviously a fan of the channel. Views and analytics have been pretty poor as of late. A lot of times they do dip a little bit this time of year, but I'd like to see them kind of pick back up a little bit. So that'd be great. Oh, hi Rocco. Rocco disapproves of my videos not getting shared. And so does Rubes. And Rocco just disappeared in disapproval. Ruby is just always disapproval. She just oozes disapproval. Isn't that right? Exactly. What? I think someone wants to go OUT. That's my cue to sign out. Alright, see you guys later. Bye-bye.